Now, let's try this again. This time, I have installed, I put a wireless router in the building that I'm in. See, the wireless route, the thing that gives me the Wi-Fi signal that I have down here is outside, underneath the overhang, the main overhang of this building. But now I put a wireless router directly in here, so hopefully this phone that I'm hooked up to will actually stay connected to the internet, because I have a powerful signal right here in the building. Wow, that thumbnail is really stupid looking. Check 1, 2, test, test. Okay, I do indeed have volume because the iPad said, hey, I just said something. All right, so yeah, let's try that again. DeBoss and GojiFan68, hello, welcome. It is late, I know, late night. I'm going to try not to do late night streams like this much anymore, but I have been trying to figure stuff out for a while. And as I was saying in the previous video that I tried to start like 30 minutes ago, this is the first time I've had internet down in this building, the Sam Shack, in months. Ever since I moved here, I have not had internet. And it's been a bummer. I hate it. I haven't been able to do live stuff. It takes me forever to upload anything. But anyway, I'm here to talk about 70s Marmit villains. These are some of my favorite figures I own because I love the Marmit line. They are very accurately sculpted toys, but at the same time very retro colors and kind of retro sculpts. You know, it's not as highly suit accurate as your, say, your X Plus or your Bandai figures, but it's just awesome and accurate enough that it gets the point across that you know exactly what it is. Like, my favorite line is actually the Marmit Power Baby line, which you see right here behind my head, the 6-inch line. This is Marmit Monster Heaven that we got going on right here. Monster Heaven, Power Baby, Para Baby, Para Baby, however you say it. But I like the Power Baby line, Para Baby line. I think it's Para Baby line because they're convenient, they're nicely sized, they're just small enough where they don't take up a lot of room, but they're just big enough where they're impressive to look at. Giggity. And also, I love the extra features. They're almost like X Plus figures, where they come with a little Rick Extra, but it's not a Rick Extra because these guys were before X Plus's time. Their little extra feature doesn't even have a name. It's just an extra feature. Just a nice little toy that's unique and cool. And I love that. That's why I've been trying to collect the mail-away versions, because the original release mail-away versions come with the little extra feature. Not every single paint variant of the Para Babies come with the extra feature. You just get the figure by itself. So anyway, that's a lot of talk about the Para Babies. Let's get back to the Marmit Monster Heaven lineup. I got 2 of these guys this year during this coronavirus ridiculous pandemic of a year that we've had. And I got the Godzilla 67 and Minya this year. It's been a Marmit year only. I have only had 3 box days this year. So, Power Baby 67 with little infant Minya. Good guy. He sold that to me. He sold it to me for a great price. Kevin sold it to me, and I was blown away. I was so happy because he's kind of a hard one to find, and I'm glad to have him included in my collection now. I'm glad to have him included in my collection now. That was like one word that I said a second ago. But the other 2 that I got this year are Titanosaurus and Hedra, in that order. I got Titanosaurus on eBay and Hedra from a gentleman in China. It took quite a while for it to ship over here, too, because of everything that's going on in the world. But, yes, the 70s villains. The first one and the last one I got this year, and these others I've had for a while. Gigan has taken quite a beating. There's a lot of paint rubs on his claws, his pincers, pretty much every silver surface that my Gigan has has a scratch on it, a paint rub. So I'm gonna have to get that refurbished and restored at some point in time. I just got to figure out who would be the proper person to send that to that would do a good job, and that I am going to be more than happy to pay. All right, comments. What do we got? The boss says, interesting looking figures. Dino DJ says, hi. Where did I get the Titanosaurus? As I was saying, I got him off eBay. I actually offered the gentleman that was selling him a counter offer to what he wanted for it. He wanted 200 and something. I said, what about 185? Shipped. He said, okay. I said, booyah. Not really, but, well, yeah, I did. I yelled booyah at my computer, or phone, whatever I was looking at to order it, and I got the Titanosaurus. And the next one I want to get on the list, Marmit's Monster Heaven made a second of this same figure, the exact same sculpt, same everything, except the tail. The tail on the other one is the closed tail edition, and the paint job is pretty unique on it. It's more of a vibrant, bright blue / greenish, almost like the Hedra here. And I'm going to repeat what I said in the other video that I tried to record earlier for this one, since this is the one that's going online. What I love about the Hedra with the color scheme on this guy is that it has the blues and the purples. You can especially see on the back the purple that he has going on his lumpy, weird, toxic back we got going on. The purple that is, and the blues and the dark greens, just the whole color scheme of this guy. He looks like an oil slick, which he's a toxic monster, he's a sludge monster, a pollution monster, so why wouldn't he? I think that's a really cool paint scheme to go with this guy, and that's another reason that I'm really fond of the Marmit toy line, is because of the unique color schemes that they do on these figures. Some of them are very accurate to the way they look in the movie, like these three here, Mechagodzilla 74 and 75, and Titanosaurus. They look pretty much like they did in the movie, with some minor changes, but say the Hedra and Megalon here, those guys, and Gigan, I forgot to say Gigan looks pretty suit accurate. There's many different paint schemes of this one actually out there. There's like a bumblebee looking one, or a wasp, I should say yellow jacket looking one that's yellow and black striped, that's kind of cool. There's a solid black one that I've seen. There's one that's more blue. This guy has a greenish bluish mixture to him going, just like in the movie. And this is the more suit accurate looking one, so I had to have it. Even though it has the paint rubs and stuff on it, but I'll get that dealt with in the future. But back to the unique color schemes, Hedra and Megalon here. You got the blue Hedra, and you got the crazy green and purple Megalon. I mean, I just love it. It's retro like the 70s. The 70s monsters that they are got the 70s paint job. And they do such a great job detailing these guys with the paint schemes. And you can see on the back of the Megalon, maybe, it's very faint and very hard to see. You would almost think it's just a reflection, but it's not. There is a golden little highlight right here on the back of his skull, and they have two of the strips on the back of his shell wings, too. Two golden right there and there. And those are unique highlights because on the front of him, especially on the top of the head, and both of his beetle cheeks, I guess, are silver. Why they went with gold for the back, I don't know, but that's just a unique, cool thing that they did. Oh, there's gold on the front here, too, on his feathery, whatever you call that, collar that he has going for him. And, yeah, I love the 70s figures, or villains, because they've always been my favorite era, favorite movies of the Showa era. Showa era is my favorite era. 70s is my favorite, narrowing it down, because my favorite movie is Godzilla vs. Gigan. First movie, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. And just Godzilla vs. Megalon, I grew up with him also. Hedra is one of the ones, I'm not really fond of the movie itself, but I do love the monster, all the different incarnations of him that he transforms and morphifies into to fight Godzilla. You start out with a little fucking tadpole in a petri dish, turns into a big tadpole that fights Papa, and then he turns into a big frog-looking thing, then a big flying saucer-looking thing, and then finally just anamorphic, tall-looking thing. And then he winds up just being two little eyeballs that Godzilla yanks out of the shell and goes, man, blows his atomic breath and fries the fuck out of it. Comments! Oh my God! Look at y'all. Damn, y'all are talking. The boss says the chest on Titanosaurus is oddly smooth looking. Well, he's one smooth jive motherfucker because he's from the 70s, y'all. And Kevin, lots of Kevin comments. Hey, Samson, which Marmot figure is your favorite? Well, uh, hmm, which one is my favorite? I'm gonna go with Megalon just because I've always been really fond of this sculpt. They did a really good job sculpting it. It looks great. Even though Gigan's my favorite monster, the Megalon Marmot figure is my favorite out of what I have right now. Da-da-da-da. Did you try the articulations? Oh, like moving the pieces on them? Yeah, I mean, they move fine. Everything moves fine on the figures. The arms on Hedra, they move. The legs on him move just a little bit. The head moves and his tail moves. There's no problem with any of the articulation on these guys, if that's what you were meaning by what you were asking. And Gigan, his arms move, of course. His head, little beak of a head, with his legs and his stubby little tail. That's one thing that the Marmot line kind of does with their figures for some reason. They make the tails nice and stubby. There's no real reason why they do it, but they do that. Make them stubby. Stubby! All right, let's see. The boss says, do the different Gigan color schemes ring different prices? Or are some rarer than each other? Oh, that is a good question. Yeah, you're right. It depends. Some of the paint schemes do depend on the price of the actual figure. The black one is actually the solid black one because there was actually a series of Marmots that were released. I guess they called it the Black Series. And oddly enough, it was Gigan, Titanosaurus, I believe one that I don't have, Marmot Monster Heaven Ghidorah 64, and who else? I believe my buddy online, Dell, I think he has the Black Series figures. He might have that full lineup. Him or Brian Mustachio, I think he might have them. Those are rare ones, so those are a little bit more expensive. But other than that, the Gigan is kind of just one price. He kind of maintains the same price depending on where you get him. And some people will make him a higher price than others, but he kind of hovers around the $100 to $150 range depending where you find him. What do we got going on now? Holy crap. Kevin says, isn't Hedger supposed to be gray? Yeah, I kind of went over that. That's what I love about Marmots. They have different color schemes. They don't do suit-accurate color schemes, which makes them kind of retro and cool. Kevin says, I much prefer the 80s and the later 2000s. There was only 2 movies in the 80s there. The 2000s, yes, I like the 2000s. Bobby Reynolds says, hey, Samson, what's up? Godzilla Life, dang, that Megalon's amazing. Kevin goes, cool choice, but Gigan looks cool. Chrome Kaiju 3000. Hey, Samson, what's up, man? Long time no see. Hello? Long time no see. Do I know you? I don't have time to click on you right now to see who you are, but my apologies for not recognizing you right off the bat, but good to see you as well. Gojira 851. Those look great. I dig the Mechagodzilla and Titanosaurus the most. I really like them a lot too, and the great thing that I love is the fact that they actually did a good job making the differences between the 74 and 75. They're very minor differences, but they do count for the difference between the suits. Mechagodzilla 74, little stubby rocket missiles. 75, big, long, rotating rocket missiles. The paint schemes are slightly different on them too, and but just other than that, there's the little minor cosmetic things that they did to the 2 different suits from the movies, like the different plating that they put back on the suit in itself to form the structure of the suit or the body, whatever you want to call it, to make them just a little different looking. And the fact that, of course, this one says MG on the arm, this one says MG2. So yeah, big difference. Or little differences that make big difference. Kevin says, I miss the Marmot Kid Anguirus. He was so. Oh, I do too! I want that guy back in my collection so bad because I honestly think that Anguirus looks like the 72 Anguirus more than the 68. I think that he looks like the 72 one. So he is definitely high up on my list because Godzilla vs. Gigan, favorite movie. So, you know, I gotta love that guy, Anguirus 72. Gotta add that back in my collection at some point in time. And I want to get the pre-built, pre-painted one by the factory. The one that I had was painted special by a gentleman that had a website, and he knocked out like a bunch of them to make them look like the Anguirus from Destroy All Monsters. So he had more of a light brown and a golden, light brown for his skin and a golden color scheme for his dorsal dorsal shell, I guess, or his back shell. Which makes sense. That's how it looked in the movie. But 72 Anguirus, he's more of a grayish color. He's a darker paint scheme because the suit by then was, 4 years old, just like the Godzilla suit. So they changed it up quite a bit to try to spruce it up and make it look decent for the film. All right, I got my Viking mug of beer. All right. The boss. Was the retro colors for the figures like Marmot's a unique thing? Well, it's unique in a way, but it's not unheard of. A lot of figure lines do that. Like pretty much every other figure line except for X Plus and Bandai does that. They all do the unique different color paint schemes, and I guess to start with was. The Bullmark figures, one of the original toy lines that existed, they didn't do suit accurate paint jobs. Their figures, the Godzilla was originally blue, and the like jumbo size one, the big one that the kid's playing with in Godzilla versus Hedra, that you've seen what that guy looks like. He's like gray with blotches of brown on him. So the paint scheme. Different colored paint scheme, not accurate paint scheme thing was not totally unique. It's not unheard of because a lot of toy lines do it. But Marmot definitely stands out in my eyes. Ooh. Kevin says, which Marmot figure is the rarest? The rarest. Ooh, that's a good question. Energy drink time. Well, I'm trying to think. I know which ones are one of the more expensive ones, so that would make it rare. I'm bummed out that I sold mine, but I'm glad I went to somebody that appreciates it and cares for it. The the mail away version, as in the original paint release version of the Marmot Rose Biolante, I sold that one to Christine Chapin. Everybody knows Christine. If you don't, then you've been living in a hole. So yes, I sold that to her many years ago because I was in a bind. I needed some money, and I knew she would appreciate it, being the big Bio fan that she is, Biolante and Bio Goji. So that one, that specific paint scheme, the flesh tone paint scheme with the greens and the red flower head, because the other paint scheme is more purple and something else. It's not accurate. And also the Marmot Monster Heaven Final Wars Manda, which I have. He's over there off screen. That is another rarity that it's not many people can find it for under $500. Everybody's selling it for ridiculous prices nowadays. And another one that I've been hunting down and really wanting to get is, not many people even know it exists because you don't really see it that often, is the Marmot Monster Heaven, the same toy line, the big 9-inch scale ones, Marmot Monster Heaven Mothra 1964. Yeah. Really cool figure. Instead of her main body being white, it's pink. So it's kind of a almost like off pink. So it's kind of white and pink mixed together. So it's pink, and then everything else is suit accurate with the colors of her wings and stuff. All right, so those are the rare ones that I can at least name off the top of my head that I'm like, man, I don't really ever see those for sale, at least for cheap. Beto, okay, hey, thank you for coming in, and I hope all is well with you. I'm so ashamed to say, still not done with that Kong that I got from you all that time ago. I'm still working on him. He's the majority done. He's not even all the way built yet. And so, oh man, great to hear from you. And you've been working on some great projects. I've been following your stuff on Facebook. I see you post great stuff all the time. Whether it doesn't have to be just Godzilla, I've seen what you post. The Wolfman project that you're working on now, very cool stuff. And just yeah, thank you for commenting and thanks for telling me who you are. It's so cool that you're here. Let's see. Sorry, I know sometimes people don't know my YouTube handle yet. That's all right. That's why I just went ahead and went with Samson West. My name is my handle, so people don't get confused. I just have to say, I'm Samson West from YouTube, man, real life. Yeah. Kevin goes. I got one cool question. Do you have any retro Godzilla toys for Marusan or Poppy? I do not. I don't have any of those retro old, like as in retro being old figures, not retro colored, but retro old. I don't have any retro figures, or as a lot of people like to say, antiques. Um, yeah, I don't have any of those. I'd like to because they're what kind of got the hobby going. They're a national treasure in Godzilla collectors' eyes, and yeah, like I would especially love to get either the Bullmark Jumbo Godzilla that the kid was playing with in Godzilla vs. Hedra, or um, or something else. I don't know, just something vintage. That's the word I was looking for. Vintage figures. Let's see, where am I at? Where am I at? Where am I at? Godzilla Life. If all the 70s monster villains fight each other, who would win? Who? Well, Mechagodzilla 75 is just an enhanced version of the 74 one. And he's pretty damn powerful. So I would go ahead and say that 75 would defeat the 74. Hedra, I don't know, man. Hedra, I feel like he could. Well, you know what? Hedra would get killed by Megalon because Megalon has the lightning bolt horn attack, and lightning kills Hedra. So Hedra would probably be one of the first ones to go. And then you got Gigan. Titanosaurus, unfortunately, his most powerful attack is Windtail. That's not going to do much for him. So he would get annihilated. I mean, he got killed by Godzilla's atomic breath at the end of the movie. So Mechagodzilla, if he were to turn and use his weapons against Titanosaurus, he'd probably kill him pretty easily. So that leaves Mechagodzilla to fight Megalon and Gigan. Gigan has the benefit of flight, and he's also a cyborg. So he is half robot, half organism. You know, he's also not just a weird robot looking chicken. He's a robot, or he's not just a fleshy looking chicken. He's a robot underneath. So I don't know if the flesh part of him is holding him together. But if Mechagodzilla were to tear apart the fleshy parts of Gigan, would he just be a big robotic version of himself to fight Mechagodzilla? Mechagodzilla 75 is probably going to be the one that comes out on top because he's such a... yeah, he's got a lot going for him, being that he's a giant weapon. Megalon and Gigan, they definitely have their perks for being that they're flexible, and they're actually, you know, they can move around with speed. They have speed going for them because Mechagodzilla is a robot. He can't move as fast. That's an interesting final fantasy battle league. But yeah, I don't know. That's a toughie because it could go either way depending on how it works out. Megalon could come out on top for all I know. So interesting fantasy battle. I like that. That's a cool question. Thanks for asking that. The boss says, not familiar with those figures. Gotcha. I don't know what I was talking about. You asked which ones. Excuse me. Kevin goes, what would you do for this November? What would I do? As in review? If that's what you mean, I don't know. I like to keep you fans out there on your toes and just randomly pick something and talk about it every once in a while. I don't necessarily have anything planned yet. It took me quite a bit of time, the video that I released last night, or yesterday. When did I do that? The Remember Who You Are video that I just uploaded. That was a lot of fun. Says, I did recognize the Biolante with the rose head from Marmit. Yes, that's a toughie to find. Kevin says, I'm too nervous about this year. Nervous? Why nervous? Bobby Reynolds' message retracted. What did you say? Kevin goes, oh, I see. Marasan is still making more new Godzillas. Oh, yeah. Every toy line's still making new stuff. I'm pretty sure. Bobby Reynolds says, you should do Samson Says. Samson Says. Elaborate on that. I'm curious what you mean right there. That sounds fun too. Beto says, "Oh, I'm the other Beto from G Fest." I'm sorry about the confusion. Oh, that's right. There are two Betos. I know. That's right. Yes, I am familiar with you for sure. Yeah, man. Dude, great to hear from you too. Oh man, you've been kicking ass. I've seen a few of your videos, and you do a really good job. Your editing skills, your humor, the way you go about like presenting yourself and presenting what you do, it's very. I give you a lot of props, man. I really like the way that you present yourself on camera for the audience and the way that you do your videos. So a shout out to Beto, aka Chrome Kaiju 3000. Chrome spelled Krome. So go check out his channel. He does some great stuff. And wow, that's so great. I want to click on your channel. I want to look at you. No. It won't let me look at your channel. Sorry, I'm getting on the YouTubes. Yeah, man. You again, like I was saying, you've I see you don't have a monstrous amount of uploads, but still, dude, what you have done, I've really enjoyed. I need to go back and rewatch your stuff because you've uploaded more than I've seen in the past. So yeah, check out Beto, aka Chrome Kaiju 3000. Where we at? Doji Fan 68, Mechagodzilla 705 is such a badass. Yes, he is. He is a great kaiju robot thing. Kevin says NECA's gone and it's all because of Playmate's fault. Yeah, NECA's gone. That's a shame, but life will move on. Now NECA figures are going to be rare and more expensive because they're not being produced. Godzilla Life, are you going to get the fake Godzilla by Bandai? I originally wanted to. It looks really cool. It's very accurate and it looks just like it should in the movie. The face is perfect. But I saw what he looks like compared to the standard Bandai figures that we got. He is a whole head taller than the Bandai 6-inch Godzilla 1974. And that bothers me that he's out of scale, so I will not be getting him. When X Plus eventually makes one, which they better damn well hurry up and do it, oh, I'm getting that in a month before. Bobby Reynolds. Kind of like Simon Says. Right. Simon Says, but elaborate. Like, what do you mean Samson Says? Do you want me to, like, live now, or how you want me to say it? Samson Says, donate a bunch of money to me so I can buy more X Plus and Godzilla. and Marmit and porn. Da-da-da. Kevin goes, I'm still on a hiatus on uploading videos because of the new updates. I haven't been bothered by the updates. I just ignore stuff and do what I want, and nothing. If they want to come and get me, they can. And Betty goes, thanks, man. Glad to see you're getting back into the kaiju stuff again. These moments look amazing, too. Yeah, if you watch my video I uploaded yesterday, it was a parody on myself about how I get asked a lot. I always have been, too. Like, when I was doing the video gaming streaming for the longest time, everybody kept asking me, are you going to do Godzilla videos again? When's the next Godzilla video? Come on, upload a toy video, upload a review, upload something. And I was just like, oh, okay. And kind of ignored it. But I actually really like my own video. I laughed at it myself. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I did like a Lion King parody about the scene when Simba is talking to the ghost of Mufasa. Remember who you are. I did a parody of basically telling myself, remember who you are. You are Samson, an original reviewer king. And it was a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed it. Valhalla! And a little bit of energy. Rain energy. Rain upon you the energized bullshit, something or another, I don't know. Where we at? Kevin says, I hope NECA will return next year and Playmates will fail. Most likely not, because Playmates is taken over and they're cheaper, and I don't know. I want Playmates to die. Well, that's a little harsh there, don't you think? Godzilla Retrosado Retrosado. Excuse me my mispronunciation, but hello. And the one that begins with an H, and your last name is Ball. Hi as well. Godzilla Life, Showa Gaigan versus Final Wars Gaigan. Showa, man. Showa Gaigan never got defeated. He never got killed. He only ran away because he was tired of getting his ass kicked. Final Wars Gaigan got killed twice. So, Final Wars OG Gaigan, motherfucker. Yeah, you got the green, you got the gold, you got the big ass claws. Ain't no Final Wars gonna mess with this motherfucker. Hell no. He is the original Gaigan. All right, Kevin goes, okay, good night, and take care of yourself and your mom. Hey, man, thanks for chiming in. I know, again, it's late. That's my fault for messing with the internet for as long as I did today and not trying to do a video earlier. I will try to do better about doing live streams earlier in the day. So, okay, I guess I've kind of steered away from talking about these toys because I've been answering comments about random questions. So, yes, the villains from the 70s are my favorites because the 70s movies are my favorites. And this is such a great lineup, too. I mean, all the figures, they look great. They're fairly expensive. They're on the higher price side, just like X Plus, but maybe not as expensive as X Plus. This Hedra, I decided to use some of the government money that I got to buy him. I did end up paying just over $200 for him, but I got him from China, and he was still sealed in the bag, and I have the header card for him, so I was like, hey, why not? He's in perfect condition, and it's the original mail-away version. This is the first paint scheme of this guy that came out, so booyah. Gaigan, I've had him for quite some time. I got him from a gentleman that some of you guys may know out there from the Godzilla world, John DeSantis. He's the guy that is responsible for several of the symphonies that we got at G-Fest. He is the composer that did that for G-Fest for us. The symphonic, whatever it's called. Him and somebody else that he works with sold this guy to me for $90 several years ago because of the paint rubs and stuff that are on him. So I got him for 90 bucks. Guy, Megalon, I've had him for quite some time. I probably got him for like the $100, $120 range. And he was still in the bag, I believe, as well. And he is the original. All these are the original mail away versions, meaning these all were the first version of the figure that came out. The first paint scheme and the first sculpt of it. Well, they reused the sculpt for the other paint jobs, but the first paint scheme. That's basically what mail away means to me. It's like, this is the first time this figure looked like this. And I got these two as a combo. I got them off Yahoo Auctions Japan, thanks to my buddy in Japan, JC, not Jesus Christ, but JC Sagawa. He helped me order these guys, and they ended up being combined in price about $250 combined. So that's not too bad for two 9-inch scale figures that are kind of hard to find, to be honest. And Titanosaurus, which I told you that was one of my box dates for this year, I got him for $185 from the gentleman on eBay because I talked him down. I gave him an offer. He was originally selling it for $2 something. I said, hey, I'll give you $185 right now if you sell it to me. He said, okay. I said, booyah. All right. Who says what? Godzilla Life. What are your thoughts about Titanosaurus and Jet Jaguar getting in the anime? So, Jet Jaguar, oh, booyah! I'm so stoked about that. I'm a JJ fan all the way, man. JJ is, Jet Jaguar. Oh, JJ, Jet Jaguar, Jet Jaguar is just a nostalgic being to me. I love the movie. I love the song. I love the suit. I was stoked when I saw that. I was like, he looks like a Gundam anime. Yeah. I'm losing my mind. I can't even talk straight. I'm just too excited. As for Titanosaurus, I've been told that actually is not Titanosaurus, even though the paint job or the color scheme matches. That big thing that's diving over the boat like fucking Free Willy, that is not actually Titanosaurus. I was told by somebody else, because they learned from somebody else that knows somebody else, fathers, brothers, cousins, former roommate, that is supposed to be like an original version of what Godzilla was supposed to look like, or like that's like one of the first forms of Godzilla. So it's basically it's not Titanosaurus, and if it is, that's gonna be kind of a bummer because what did they do to our boy? He's so small and just not right looking. CMT production. CMT. It's not dynamite. 2 questions. What kind of music do you listen to? And what kaiju from each era has the biggest sex appeal? Out of the park question, man. I love it. Music that I'm into. I have always been kind of an alt-rock kind of guy. I like alternate music. But I like really fast-paced stuff. Like I like 70s rock, the kind of fast-paced 70s rock, like the Eagles or let's see, who else is a good example? Jim Croce, of course, shit like Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin, ZZ Top. There's just classics like that, and just good old fashioned, well, not necessarily that, but fast-paced music. And which monster greatest sex appeal from each era? And I'm assuming you mean Showa, Heisei, Millennium. I guess that's about it, unless you want to include the new movies like the Legendary series and Shin Godzilla. Because when it comes to Shin Godzilla, there's only really one monster in that movie, even though there's different forms. Okay, sex appeal. I gotta look that way because that's my Showa shelf. I have pretty much every Godzilla figure, every Godzilla monster in X plus form. Greatest sex appeal. Who would I bone? Such a random question. King Caesar would probably be the sexiest one from the Showa era because I mean you gotta admit that is one sexy looking motherfucker. Look at the hair and the mane on him. He's just got all that hair working for him, and you gotta love a man with a lot of hair. So yeah, you got that going on with him. And as for the Heisei era, who is the sexiest of that era? Ooh. Who's the sexiest? Well, Mechagodzilla 93 has got them big old thighs and that donkadonk, so that's a pretty sexy. That's a pretty sexy monster right there, even though it's a robot. And you know, robots can always do a better job than any human can. You know what I mean? Now, hey, Millennium. What is the sexiest monster from the Millennium series? Ooh. Well, she's not a monster, but the pilot from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla 2002. Woo! Gotta love her. Millennium. I guess Mothra from that one, from the Millennium series. Tokyo, or not Tokyo. Oh, yeah, actually, no, yeah, Tokyo SOS. That Mothra. Ooh, that is a sexy bitch right there. She's big. She's beautiful. Oh, she's got it going on. She's a MILF because she's got 2 kids. So, hell yeah. So that's, we're covering both sexes and one without sex there. So, yeah, Showa, King Caesar, as one sexy beast of a man. You got the Badonkadonk Mechagodzilla 93 with those big old thighs and Badonkadonk. And you know, like I said, any robot can do a better job than a man. And then that sexy big old bitch bug Mothra in 2004. 2003, 2004. Ah. Such a random question. I love it. Godzilla Life. Which of the 70s villains would you want to be in the new movie? Now, is the anime supposed to be a movie or is it a series? What are we getting out of that? And Megalon would be the one that I want to see come back. We have not seen Megalon return since the original movie. I mean, come on. Who would love to see a different iteration of Megalon? I do. Me. Ooh, teacher. Me. All right. Godzilla Life 72, Godzilla versus Fire Rodan. Interesting fantasy battle. Goji Fan 68, say what now? I don't know what you're saying what now at me about, but you must have missed what I was talking. CMT Productions goes, King Caesar is damn sexy. CMT goes, Mechagodzilla 2 is a thick boy. Solid choice. Big girls need love too. Bobby Reynolds says, do you think that Togira is perfect for Godzilla's brother, sidekick / partner or enemy? I like Togira because I love that video game. War of the Monsters is probably my favorite monster-style fighting video game, next to Godzilla Save the Earth for the original Xbox. Ooh. Chosen one. Coach Fan 68. Samson exposed wanting to bone Mothra 2004. What can I say? She's one hot big bug. This whole stream has gone so off topic about what I was supposed to be talking about, but that's the fun of the fandom. I get into this because I like to just rant. It doesn't have to particularly stay on topic with live streams. With videos where I'm sitting down and actually talking about one specific thing, like a pre-recorded video that I'll make for you guys, like a review or a appreciation thing. Yes, I'm going to try to stay on topic for that. But I love the out of the park, just out of nowhere questions and comments that you guys throw at me. That makes this fun, and I hope it's fun for you guys as well. Oh man, I just got to pick up this Megalon and talk to him for a second because he is definitely one of my favorite. Oh, he is like my favorite Marmot figure ever. And I love that just because it gives it a dynamic pose, he is forced to be dynamic in the way that his arms work. Like this arm comes all the way up here, this one stops right here. So he's forced to have a dynamic look, and then he can go Magnum. He can go Blue Steel. He can go Ferrari. So yeah, he looks sexy like Zoolander, and just the way that he looks is pretty sexy to begin with. But we already talked about sex appeal. King Caesar wins with that one. But this Marmot wise, I love the paint scheme on him. Ugh. There's actually a couple of paint schemes for this guy that I do enjoy. There's another one that's a glitter one, which that's one of the ones. Even though glitter's kind of feminine, I don't think of it that way. I think of it as another cool style for figures. The glitter style figures. They make some Marmot glitter gojis, glitter, whatever you call it. Glitter doesn't have to be glamorous. It can be cool. That's one that I really want to get back. I sold it because this is not the first time I have had the Marmot Monster Heaven Hedra. Long time ago, because I've always been obsessed with having the most suit accurate version of anything ever before X Plus happened. The Marmot Monster Heaven version of Hedra that came out, or there's a version of it, it's kind of a transparent vinyl. Like the vinyl's transparent. There's a slight layer of transparent vinyl over the entire thing, but underneath is kind of a suit accurate looking paint scheme with the yellows and the reds and it being like solid gray and it was glitter. It had glitter injected into the vinyl to give it that sparkly look that Hedra had in the film. You know how he's kind of shimmery and shiny because he's an oil slick monster. I really want to get the glitter version of him back again sometime. That was such a cool figure, and I sold him so that I could get the 30 centimeter version by X Plus. I feel so stupid that I sold Marmot versions of epic figures that I had to get the X Plus incarnation when it came out. I used to have a Godzilla 1973 figure that it was a glitter one. It was like green, like big force green, but it had glitter injected into the vinyl, so he was all shiny and shimmery and cool. But he had that snarl. He was 73, but he was like a menacing look to him. Not quite 74 though. It was 73, but meaner. I sold him so that I could get the X Plus 25 centimeter Godzilla 73 instead. Now that version of that figure is like $300, if not more, and I feel so dumb that my younger self doesn't have the appreciation for these stylized retro figures like I do now. I want to go back and fucking wedgie the shit out of myself for that. I want to shove this Gigan up my own ass. So, all right, that perversion aside, let's see what you guys are saying. Chrome Kaiju 3000, this stream is rigged. Godzilla, who would win, King Caesar or King Kong? They're both pretty ferocious monsters. The only reason that King Caesar started to get his ass kicked in the movie at first is because Mechagodzilla was a robot. He didn't feel anything that King Caesar was dishing out at him. Like all King Caesar's punches and stuff, Mechagodzilla wasn't feeling or having any of that. But what's cool is that King Caesar is actually smart. He knows how to use his surroundings to his benefit, like to benefit him in fighting to his advantage. And he also he can dodge. He proved that when Mechagodzilla like tried to swipe at him and King Caesar ducked. I thought that was too cool. He like ducked and then like almost like uppercut jumped on him and punched Mechagodzilla. Kong is just a beast. He just thrashes around and tries to beat the crap out of you. But King Caesar's got a little bit more going on up here. He's a little smarter, I think. Which is another Marmot figure that I really want to get. Is the Marmot monster having King Caesar? Y'all help me out. I'll send me money through PayPal so I can buy toys. Goji Life. Who would win, Armor Mothra or all of the 70s villains? I don't know anything about the Mothra series Mothras. I never watched any of the Mothra trilogy movies, so I can't actually give you a solid opinion on that since I don't know anything about it. I know what Armor Mothra is, but I don't know anything about her capabilities, her strengths and weaknesses, or anything to give you a proper opinion. Ooh. Coach Fan 68 says, Samson, I want to bone Mothra 2004. Yeah, see? I'm not wrong. If they release an X Plus version of that, I'm going to be in the bathroom for days. You're going to see me again. Goji Fan 68. Godzilla 2004. Back off! Mothra's mine. Bobby Reynolds. Maybe someday I could share the battle between Godzilla's monsters versus Horde monsters just to show you what games that I would like to make. Man, I love that game so much. I really need to get a PlayStation 2 again so that I can play it. Because I'm a big Xboxer. I have every version of the Xbox right now. Chrome Kaiju, on the topic of X Plus, I love your review of the X Plus 55 Godzilla and Gearus. Oh wow, that's one of the OG videos that I do. The original, one of my oldest ones. It's probably, is it one of the longer reviews or not? I can't even remember. Yeah, that was a combo. Even though they each came in their own box, that was a combo purchase that I got from a gentleman on Facebook years ago. I believe I got the set for $300. I got so 150 a piece for each monster. Yeah. Let's see where we at. Kaiju, some sort of Japanese symbol pursuit. So Kaiju Pursuit. Where's a good site to buy Bandai Godzilla figures? Huh. Uh-oh. Hang on. Somebody's trying to call me. I can't. I'm so sorry, Seth. I can't answer the phone. I'm doing a video right now. Hang on. I gotta message him back. I don't have Messenger on this iPad. Hold up. Damn it, I don't have a Facebook Messenger on this thing, do I? Where is Messenger? There it is. Alright, sorry about that. I had to message my buddy. He's trying to call me, and I'm like, I'm live right now. I'm sorry, I can't answer. I'm talking to the public, so I can't really talk about. I can't talk it other than that right now. Okay, Bandai. Where's a good place to buy Bandai figures? eBay is definitely a good site. If you type in specifically what you're looking for, you can find what you want. For a decent amount, for the most part. Because there's always somebody out there that's not like a website that's selling on eBay. It's just a gentleman. But also, the Facebook groups online are a great place if you're on Facebook. Just you throw it out there saying, hey, I'm looking for this. And somebody will come across and tell you, hey, I have this. What would you like to pay for it? Or I'll work with you on a price. Because there's a lot of great people out there in the fandom that are willing to work with you in order for you to get what you want. That's kind of how I got the majority of everything that I have. Is and I've worked with people, or I've scoured eBay for good deals. Where we at? Godzilla, if Godzilla Final Wars or every show a monster. What do you mean? Are you talking about the Final Wars Godzilla versus every show a monster? I mean, I'm gonna you don't Showa all the way. Go Showa or go the fuck to sleep. Brandon, welcome. What do we got? Super Godzilla 93 or Godzilla 2014? Probably Godzilla 2014 because he is so much bigger than Super Godzilla. Super Godzilla may have the advantage of being a fucking weapon, but Godzilla 2014 is still big, and he knows how to kick your ass. I mean, he's the original king. What's your fan 68? Could you imagine Samsung West saying he wanted to bone Hedora? Samsung, I see what you did there. Like the phone, right? Well, now that you talk about it. Ew. All right. Well, I think that is a good place to stop because I have finished my drink. I pretty much covered the bases of all these figures for the most part, I think, and had a lot of fun talking about some random stuff in the process. You guys have given me some great topics to talk about. You threw some random questions at me. You guys, you came in and made this night fun. You gave me people coming in and saying hello that I haven't talked to in a while. Beto, especially, I'm so happy that you said who you were, and I'm gonna go and watch some of your videos when I get off of here. As a matter of fact, just so I can catch up on what you've been doing, because as I said, I've seen a couple of your videos, and what you got going on, the way that you present yourself, the way that you do your videos, and everything like that. I love it, and you do a good job, and I am gonna support you by being one of your reviewers. So. Okay. Good. I meant Samson. No, sure you did. All right. Well, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut things off by saying, all right, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your business, your support, your views, and I guess I don't have anything else to say except for sayonara. Oh God, I'm so fat I can't get up.